Because there's not one mechanic on there to actually then jack the whole car up to get the jollies, to get the jack out, the actual thing that's keeping it in the air out.
That's not going to do Dennis Anderson's heartbeat.
Yeah, but he's got to stop now. He's got to actually put it into neutral and stop spinning the rear wheels.
So the grid scrolling through at the moment. You can see the front of the grid is Mike Conway and Sebastian Buemi. Nicolas Lapierre shares row 2 with Olivier Pla. Row 3 is Richard Westbrook and Antonio Felix da Costa. Row 4 of the grid, Robin Kubica and Will Stevens. And row 5, Nick de Vries lines up alongside Nico Jamin for United Autosports. UA come next with Alex Lynn at the wheel. Sean Galile is going to line up 12th on the grid, and you can see the spray hanging in the air as the 7th row of the grid is Norman Nato and Simon Trummer, again out of the P2 class. The next row of the grid, Patrick Pilet. You normally associate him in terms of GT cars, but again for the second Le Mans in a row he's in prototypes. He's got Robin Freins lining up alongside ahead of Felipe Albuquerque, and then Ben Hanley, who goes from 18th on the grid. 19th is where Oliver Jarvis starts, and 20th on the grid for the Duquesne team is Memo Rojas. Lining up 21st is the ever-spectacular Giro van der Garde, and it is Alex Brundle, now regarded as an LMP2 stalwart, alongside him ahead of ex-Grand Prix driver Roberto Merhi and ex-Grand Prix driver Kevin Magnussen, who shares the car with his father. 25th on the grid would have been Dennis Anderson, but it's still stranded. 26th, Oliver Webb for ARC Bratislava, Mira Konopka's squad. Then you've got Tatiana Calderon in one of the 2 all-female entries, and the innovative car of Mathieu Lehay, more of which are none as Dennis Anderson gets going now. Arnold Robin starts 29th on the grid, and 30th will be Tom Kurt, just ahead of Maxime Martin, who goes from pole in GTE Pro, and Miguel Molina lines up alongside 32nd on this 61-strong grid. Tommy Milner shares the next row, the 17th row with James Collado, the 18th row of the grid, Gianmaria Bruni, and then teammate Kevin Est. Both of those are going to be in a big, big hurry to get through the field. No time for Estra because he was off the road. And Lawrence Van Thor is next on the grid with Antonio Garcia for company, and the start procedure of number 20 is under investigation. Gosh, what a scoop. Julian Andlauer is on pole from 39th on the grid in GTE AM, and lining up alongside him is Ben Barker ahead of Matteo Cairoli and Antonio Fuoco. It's a stellar entry, this, as you roll through it, isn't it? Ben Barnicoat in a hastily put together replacement Inception Racing Ferrari, lining up alongside the TF Aston of Felipe Fraga. Ahead of Iron Lynx is Mattia Cressoni and factory driver Mikkel Jensen for Kessel Racing. In the number 57 Ferrari, Harry Tincknell parachuted into the Proton Porsche. He will start from 47th alongside Giancarlo Fisichella. Then Nicholas Nielsen, Spa 24 winner, and Christian Reed, Porsche veteran, 50th on the grid. 51st is where you find Marco Seefried for the Asian team Absolute Racing, and Jeroen Bleekemolen for Rinaldi Racing comes next ahead of Ross Gunn at TF Sport and Nicky Thiem for Aston Martin Racing. Again, one of the AM GT entries that he's in. The second all-girl car, this one from Iron Lynx, is Michelle Gatting to go first, and Iron Lynx investor Claudio Schiavone will start alongside ahead of Andrew Watson, and then Porsche champion and IGTC champion as well, Dennis Olsen from 58th on the grid. 59th is where you find Matt Griffin, and one of the many rookies on the grid next, Jody Fanning, with the final car, Robert Renauer for Herbert Motorsport, and Dennis Anderson, I would imagine, is going to have to slot in at the very back, Graham.
It looks that way. Just as Dennis Anderson pulling away,